It's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a good one.
Definitely a different type of process.
Cut down or freeze up.
Being a coach's son.
Jackson, of course, they keep retooling. One stone to face, a hit by pitch. Oh my goodness.
Hey, welcome back to Baseball 101. Today, we have a very special guest. That's guest. I couldn't get that word out already. We're in for a long talk. Hopefully, Jackson Vaughn is capable of talking because I'm stumbling already. But
I'll try.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That'd be great. Okay. See? Energy, youth. Yeah. It's beautiful. So we've been talking. Kevin Mulder was on a couple weeks ago. We were talking about recruiting. And then Coach Evers was on talking about D2 baseball. So I thought it'd be good to get the perspective of an actual baseball player instead of just old guys talking about what you should do, what actually happens, kind of the recruiting process, how he got to be where he's going to be, which, spoiler alert, he's going to go to Wichita State. So, I mean, I guess we could have just built that up, like where is he going the whole time, but anyone that's on social media knows, well, it's Jackson Vaughn. Everyone knows, so... Did you ever think people would be like, wow, that's Jackson Vaughn, the D1 baseball player?
I don't think so. No,
Never?
I still don't think that. But
well, you're kind of a big deal to some people.
You say so.
I think you're a big deal. But anyway, so we're going to kind of go through his experience through comparing club and high school recruiting, talk about Wichita State a little bit, and get his perspective, a little different than the 50-year-old, on kind of how baseball's going. But just as far as baseball, I'm assuming you grew up playing other sports besides just baseball?
Yeah.
Basketball?
Yeah, I played basketball up until my sophomore year. So I just played on JV. I wasn't that good. But quit my junior year to focus on baseball. But other than that, that was really the only sport I took seriously.
So you start playing, I'm assuming, same as everyone around 5, 6 years old?
Yeah, I started playing baseball, I guess it would have been 5, probably 6. But ever since then, I haven't stopped. So.
Yeah. Start with the little one. So at some point, did you realize, hey, I kind of want to pursue baseball, or was it always like baseball, basketball, or not even thinking about college sports?
It was always baseball for me. I just had fun with basketball, but I still took it seriously. But it was always baseball. I'd say probably around middle school, 7th, 8th grade is when I really started to take it seriously and like, this is what I want to do in college and possibly beyond that.
So I'm assuming the team you were on middle school, everyone kind of goes through that rec, just kind of coach pitch and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Middle school is kind of where people start to separate and kind of get serious. So I'm assuming the team in middle school was a little bit more serious, playing more games.
Yeah, so I started off just rec St. Peter's League, just random teams, and then went into around 5th, 6th grade, New Melly Tigers. Mm-hmm. We got 5, 6 D1 guys now from that team.
That was a good team.
Yeah, it was. So we've played since 5th grade up until our senior year now. So and some still playing in college together. So
who else was? Richie Swain was on there.
So Richie, Charlie Wortham, Eli Skidmore. Yeah. I mean, there's so many others that have played. Colin, Berkey.
Typically, if you have 3, 4, 5 D1 guys or college players on a middle school team, you're pretty competitive.
No, yeah, we were good. It was always us and the Dynamite, who, they've got just as many D1 guys as us. So.
It's always crazy how certain kids kind of gravitate towards other kids, and you just naturally do that. And so Tigers, New Melly Tigers, and then that team kind of shifted, or you went to GBA for club?
Yeah, it was just dad coached, and then 13U. Yeah, 13U. We got a paid coach and went to Gators, and then we stayed with them. Transitioned into GBA. 15U.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So that club, obviously, club baseball, we talk a lot on here about club, good and bad. Looking back, now that you're done with that club season, is there one aspect of it that you think you'll miss the most or that you enjoyed the most?
I'd say probably just playing with all my best friends. I loved everybody on the team. We were really blessed to have, because we merged with kids from Illinois, too. So it was half Missouri. Half Illinois, and just from the start we clicked, and we were all really good friends from the start. So I'd probably miss that. traveling, going across the country. That's always fun. Staying in hotels.
Depends on the hotel.
It does depend on the hotel. We've had some bad experiences, that's for sure. But
some of them are awesome in the great places, and other places like, ooh.
We've definitely had some bad experiences. But I'd say, yeah, just hanging out with friends and playing baseball, which I love. So.
And I think that's the part that kind of gets lost when people are pursuing their dreams and playing. I want to play in college. I want to be on the best team. But really what you're going to remember are hanging out with your friends, doing things. I know just traveling with my son, like seeing them go play disc golf in the middle of tournaments. Like those are the fun times.
We'd
like,
always go play pickleball.
Pickleball. So that's why every group has their own thing. And those are the memories that make club baseball or sports in general fun. But club baseball is wonderful. I mean, there are some aspects that I would like to refine a little bit. I don't know if you do anything that you're like, man, I wish that was a little different or changed, or you just overall were like, no, it was great.
I mean, I had a good experience with it. I was on a great team, great coaches, but I have heard some stories of people who don't like it.
I mean, it's definitely a huge commitment.
Yeah, it is.
And
it takes up your whole summer.
Most of the fall, most of the winter, depending on what boundaries you set. Again, you can kind of set that. And then for some people, they want to play year-round and nonstop. It's great. Other people, not so much. It doesn't really matter. So obviously you had a lot of coaches over the years. Is there kind of one that you feel like had like a big impact on you that kind of stood out just a little bit from the others?
I'd say probably John Lord with GBA. He's just kind of been my hitting guy forever. I played for him a couple of times. He's always coached the younger team, so I played down a couple of times with him. But I started going to him when I was 12, just doing lessons together, and then started doing hit lab a couple of years later with him, and I've been doing that ever since. And he's really helped me. Like when I was 12, there's no way you would have saw me swing, and there's no way that kid's going to college, you know. But now it's like it's been a huge jump. Yeah, it's been a huge jump with him. He's really helped me.
Well, I think that's another good point of like, if you look at kids at 12, 13 that were the top kids at 12 and 13, they're not still the same top kids. Some of them obviously progress and go through, but a lot of times the kid at 12 years old, you're growing in your body, you're trying to figure out how to move it, and it's just you have a passion that you grow, but what's going on at 12U, 13, 14U does not dictate what's going to happen. Yeah. So
it all changes.
It changes so much. So you guys are at that level and like, oh my gosh, there's so many better kids than you. You keep working, get good coaching, you can pass them up. So Jackson did, I promise. I didn't see you till you were going into high school.
Yeah, probably like 8th grade, yeah.
8th grade. So
I was awkward and lanky.
You were a little – you got long arms and stuff. But, I mean, I personally, when I saw you, what stood out to me, because I didn't know you, but you were doing infield stuff at the sports barn in the winter at some point. I don't even know when it was, but I remember seeing you and calling Coach Perkins being like, this kid needs to be on JV. Didn't happen, which is another good lesson for those of you.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll just tell it but his freshman year, your freshman year, I'm talking like you're not here. He's right here. So Jackson, freshman year, went up and was with JV for one day.
For tryouts, it was 1 or 2 days.
1 or 2 days, and then that coach didn't see the potential and put him back on freshman. So he played C-team baseball your freshman year, which he's a D1 baseball player. So don't think just because you're on the C team, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm on the C team, this will never happen.
And honestly, like, I'm kind of glad it happened. I had a lot of fun on that team. I mean, it was all the kids that I've known since elementary school. So I had a lot of fun, and it all worked out. So
it's almost like a correlation, like people you have fun, the game's fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very
Who would have
true.
thunk it?
Yeah.
So, but you progressed, and then sophomore year, you were up on varsity. Most of the year, you went down a little bit and came back up. But, I mean, it's always fun to watch people progress, especially with your work ethic, to be able to put the time in and kind of pass people up. But all that from club to high school to everything else, besides coaching, typically there's a support system that kind of is supporting you away from the field. So who's kind of your support system that's kind of helped you get to where you are?
Yeah, aside from coaches, I'd say my parents and my siblings, just my whole family. I mean,
It's a big commitment for them.
They gave up so many years of their lives watching me play baseball, especially my siblings. I feel bad for them, so sorry about that. But yeah, they've been at everything, supported me through everything, and I'm very grateful for it.
Well, and even I know for me, like when Ty was able to achieve like signing at Mizzou, and I see other kids sign at Wichita State, or like Leo signed last week. Whenever, like it's such a family thing because the family's been with you the whole time from Chesterfield.
They've done just as much as I have. They've been pushing me since I was in middle school. So,
and they get to celebrate to see someone they love have success. So it's awesome to see when people have success that it's everyone that supported you, driven you to practices, and the amount of times I've driven to the sports bar.
Yeah. Oh my God, my mom would say the same thing.
And the siblings get overlooked. So good job, siblings.
Yeah, good job. Good job, Nick, Natalie.
Wow, even giving them call outs.
Oh yeah,
that was nice of you. What a guy.
I'm a good brother.
All the things they said about you aren't true. But anyway, so all that, you kind of have the foundation. You have the coaches, support system. You're kind of playing at high levels. The recruiting piece, which is a part that I want to talk to you about, it has changed a little bit with the rules. You started being recruited, what, sophomore year-ish?
Yeah. The summer after my freshman year was probably, or after my sophomore year was when it started.
What, 16U?
Yeah, because during the high school season, my first year on varsity, I remember there was a few coaches coming out watching me, and it started to pick up a little bit during the summer, and then the ruling came out about August 1st. So then it slowed down after that for about a month or two, and then it picked back up on August 1st.
So when it first started, were coaches just calling you, or did you still have to call the coaches?
I didn't necessarily get any calls, just through like Perkins and my summer coaches. They were just telling me that coaches were at the game actually watching me. I ended up sending out like a couple emails like, hey, I'd like to go to your school, send a few videos, but like Twitter DMs, stuff like that. But no calls yet. And then on August 1st is when it started to get calls, right at midnight actually.
Did you do that? I don't know. So did you do futures games?
Yeah.
So they were obviously
that was 3 days before. So
so that's
yeah.
I mean, they timed that well to where
they did.
It's like it's almost like PBR has researched the best time to do it, and they do a great job. I've never been. I want to go down to the event. I've never been there.
It was amazing. It was a really good event. Yeah.
A lot of coaches down there.
Yes, like I remember me and Leo were in a hitting group on the field, and we were talking to each other. It was like, I really don't want to turn around right now, because you turn around and there is 120 coaches behind you watching you, and that's just on one field. I mean, there was probably 300-400 there. It was crazy, but yeah.
Sometimes being aware of what's going on, especially when you grow up and you see these teams on TV, and then all of a sudden the coach is in front of you, and it's like, is this really happening?
It was definitely a new experience. It was a little nerve-wracking, but
and that's
worked out.
If anyone gets an opportunity to go to the futures game, I mean, I highly recommend it. It's a great event.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be seen by a lot. I think they're trying to work it out, because with the rule change, now it's August 1st, your junior year, before you can have any contact.
Yeah.
Which some kids, do you think that's a good thing?
I'd say it is. I think the early commits, like, there's still so much time to grow, and there's a lot of change, a lot of other players that come up. I mean, there's a lot of guys right now that are getting their offers pulled.
Yeah.
That have been committed for years, and it's like, I'd rather wait to reach my full, not my full potential, but like, you know what I mean?
Well,
not commit when I'm in 8th grade and then something else happens.
You're much more aware of what you're looking for and what you want when you're a junior.
Right, yeah.
And
it's a little more real.
I mean, when Ty committed his sophomore year, to me, he had no clue what they even meant. Like, you just started high school, much less what you want from a college. So I'm glad they have pushed that back, and I'm glad it didn't affect you, because, I mean, everything's
it would have been around the same timing with or without the rule. So
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So you went through, you talked to these different coaches. Like, how often, for those that haven't been through this, like, how often are you talking to the coaches? Kind of what do those conversations look like? Do you remember what they were asking you, sort of stuff?
Yeah, so first couple of months, I ended up talking to like around 10, 12 colleges just over the phone, and it'd be like once a week I'd get a call, a few calls every week. And it started off, they were just kind of telling me about the program and the school and if I was interested, and then I'd say yes, obviously.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, all right, talk to you later. And then a month later or whatever, they'll call you again and kind of ask you any questions and
So
if they want to get a visit.
did
the
you
next
go?
steps.
How many schools did you go see?
I ended up going on 4 visits. I think, yeah, 4. Yeah.
All similar experiences as far as, like, what's a visit look like for those that haven't done those or
It
kind
was a little different for each school. I mean, obviously on all you get a campus tour, facilities tour, and then some would do photo shoots. Some it was with a group and other recruits. Some it was just me. So like at Wichita, I was with a JUCO guy. At SLU, I was with a couple other guys my age, and then Lindenwood and SIUE, it was just me. But they basically just take you through the school, what it looks like, and then through the baseball stuff. Go over an offer if it's ready, and then lunch maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's.
I didn't go on any official
Official.
visits. Yeah, it was unofficial.
Are you going to do that? Wichita State?
Yeah, I should during this basketball season for them.
That's the fun
Watch
stuff.
a game. Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's not that the unofficials are fun too, but it's the official ones kind of like, they're ready to commit to you.
Yeah.
And they pay for everything. If you have not watched the one with Kevin Moeller about the difference between unofficial and official, Kevin goes through that. But official, basically, the school pays for travel, hotel, food, everything. I mean, it's a great experience, a lot of fun. So that is definitely something that's you get the opportunity to go see different schools so you can compare them, look at the staffs, facilities, all great things. So in the end, you had obviously many offers, narrowed it down to kind of, I'm assuming 4 that you went on trips to.
Yes.
Is there something about Wichita State that kind of stood out from?
Yeah, for sure. Like, it was my last visit that I took. I took 3 prior to that, and once I got out there and they took me out on the golf cart going around the campus, I was like, this is definitely where I want to go to school. And then I hadn't even gone in the baseball facilities yet. Going there, I was like, wow, it kind of felt like home, kind of. And all the coaches, we jived real well. Like, I loved all the coaches there, so it's going to be fun.
So Wichita State program, their coach has been there. This is his second year?
This will be his second year.
Second
I think,
year. So have you spent much time with him since he took over?
Just there.
Just a little bit?
Just on the visit, yeah. Just kept in touch.
Yeah, which is a good thing. Wichita State's, they had a good year last year, right?
Yeah, they made it to the conference championship, and then lost to Tulane.
And that's
Almost to a regional, yeah.
Wichita State's always had great baseball, great facilities, great competition. There's so many great programs out there. Is finding the best fit for you.
Yeah.
And trying to
I
figure
think
out.
the main thing for me was whether I could play or not. Because there's a couple schools I went to, they're like, you might get opportunities as a freshman and you also might not. So that was kind of like a big factor in my decision.
I mean, to me, it's just personally, that's the biggest one. Like, if you can't play, and I think a lot of reducing the roster size down to 34 will, those last 6 spots, they're like, hey, come develop here for a couple of years. I think those guys will end up at JUCOs or lower levels because it doesn't make sense for the player to not get playing time, and it doesn't make sense for the program to not be able to develop them. So you're getting ready to go next fall or summer. I don't know when they have you come down, but what are you doing now to kind of prepare you for that? Because obviously high school baseball to D1 baseballs, there's some differences there.
There's a big difference, yeah. I'm just staying in the gym, trying to stay consistent. I'm really hitting it hard right now, trying to gain like 10 pounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Size is
put a few more LBs on.
Oh, that's everyone that wants to play in college. That's the biggest strength.
Right.
And you're much different size now than you were 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you remember what size you were as a freshman?
Going into freshman year, so when I started working out my freshman year. I was 145. Now I'm right at 200. So.
Yeah, it's amazing how much quicker the bat gets through the zone.
Oh yeah.
It makes it a lot easier. You don't have to.
A little bit easier, yeah.
Everything gets easier with size. But.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes into this whole process, from clubs to coaches to parents to like the whole part of this. High school baseball is the one part we haven't talked about yet, which I was going to bring up. What do you see like the differences? I think there's benefits to both high school and club, but I think they are different. Like what differences do you see between club and high school.
Yeah, it's definitely different. I think for club, it's a little bit, at least with GBA, it's a little bit more laid back. Like, we don't do signs. Like, we know the lineup 2 minutes before the game starts. Like, it's kind of just go out there and play and show what you got. High school, it's like, these are the signs. We have to win this game. We have to win state. It's more structured almost. But
it's not just the signs. It's the 25 signs.
Yeah, all of them. So, yeah.
It goes from, like, there's no signs to, I mean, Coach Perkins, that old school, still giving signs.
In summer ball, the only sign we had was, hey, steal second right now. So,
which I think is effective.
Yeah, it is.
It gets your point across. Hey, you, steal.
Yeah.
You bunt.
There were times where Depew would just say, hey, we're going to bunt here. Like, he'd be on third, tell the batter, bunt right now for everyone to hear.
It's tough to miss the sign.
Yeah.
If someone's verbally saying, bunt.
Yeah.
But so besides all the seriousness, the intent, the way the games are played, club and high school, different approaches?
I wouldn't say I have a different approach in the games. I kind of play the same way.
Yeah.
It is a little bit different, though, because I feel like high school, it's a little bit more fun at times because, I mean, you see each other every day, all day. And, I mean, you're together all the time. You got to practice every day. And it's a little bit different than club. Club is obviously still a lot of fun, but high school, I mean, it's all my best friends. So
it's fun.
It is fun.
We've established that.
Yeah.
If you're with your friends, especially if you're with your friends and can win,
it
makes it a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And you've gotten to win quite a bit in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll ask because, well, it's the last thing on here. Actually, it's not even on here. You got to go 2 years ago and took, was it third 2 years ago?
2 years ago was second.
Second. Then last year was fourth. How are you feeling about this upcoming season? Is there another Final Four in there?
All I want to do is get first. That's the only thing I want to do this year. So,
I know you will do your part. Unfortunately, last year you had that one fluke injury slide, which is all healed and everything. And
good now.
But every season you never know what's going to happen. But I'm looking forward to seeing. I don't get to coach anymore, but I get to come watch.
Miss you,
I get to do this stuff with you instead. So, but anyway, just want to give you a different perspective from actually someone that's been through it, going through it, experiencing it, what they're doing to prepare for it. So I appreciate you coming on and doing this.
Of course, yeah. Thanks for having me.
Next week, I look forward to seeing you again. Hit that subscribe, like. What's the other one? I don't know. The good stuff. Keep hitting the good stuff. I did that once. There's a down thumb.
Oh, not that one.
That's what I said.
Everyone except for
everything. All the positive things we're going with. So if you're like, you like Jackson, you're like, hey, I want to send this to friends because I need to learn from like what he experienced. Send it. It's okay. We can share things. Sharing's caring.
Yeah.
So anyway, appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thank you.